Hi guys, today I'll be talking about this Vivo iQOO 9 Pro. This phone has just came out recently, and I'll talk about 5 things I like about it and 5 things that I doesn't like about it and what is putting me off. So without further ado, let me introduce a little bit about this phone. So this phone's selling point is a couple of things. One thing is with this inbuilt gimbal stabilization. You can see that they kind of put this whole thing here. It says there's a gimbal stabilization inside, and there's 3 cameras, and it has a very bright screen. It has about 1000 nits to 1500 nits, which is the peak for this display, and also 120 Hz of refresh rate. So these are 2 things that I like about this phone. And also another thing is that it comes with a flash charger. So this charger has about 120 watts. So maybe we'll just try to charge it now, and we see how long it takes to charge just during this discussion. So you can see that I have the battery here. It's about 59%. So I'll start charging. So yeah. So as we speak, we'll look at this. So it claims that you can have this fully charged in 19 minutes from I think 0, or from where you have a low battery. So this is a good thing to have. So another thing is that this camera is a 50 megapixel camera. It has a Sony sensor in it. I suppose from all the pictures that I've taken this evening, I find that it is all the low light quality picture, and even though on bright light it's pretty good. So on taking pictures and on landscape and low light pictures and all this, the algorithm handles it perfectly. And I think for the price, so, and this is a flagship phone also. So another thing good about this is that it comes with 8K recording. 8K, you can see from here. So this phone you can shoot in 8K Ultra HD 30 frames per second, but you can't do 60. 60 is only limited to 1080p and also 4K. So pretty handy to have, and also it has the stabilization. So these are 5 things that interest me when it comes to getting this phone, because I fly drones. I need a very bright display during daytime, so that I can mount it on my remote and I can see it outside. So, and it doesn't get overheat. So, and another thing is that this one has a 2.7K display, the screen size, and so it has a pretty dense resolution. So you can also see from here, over here you can look at the display and brightness. So here I have the screen resolution selected at 3200 times 1440. So this is the resolution at the max, and this is the lower resolution if you want to go lower. And I've kept this on the maximum. You can see that just by talking for a little while, we are already at 69% battery. So the charging speed is definitely very fast. So let's talk about 5 things that I doesn't like about this phone once I got it. So I've went out to take some videos and photos at 100%. So after about an hour, I'm not taking it full all the time, video and photos. I'm just taking it on and off. So my battery has been drained for about 35%. So you can see that why they paired with a 120 watt charger is because this thing is a very power hungry phone. So with all the tech inside and also the capability, the chip, so this is I believe it's not very well optimized. And also with all this bright screen, you will not get a very good display time and also usage time out of it without being charged. So if you're getting this phone, you better be prepared to have a plug nearby, and also you might need to have a very fast power bank to charge your phone all the time if you're running on full resolution. But what's the point of getting this if you're not running on a full resolution and always scaling down and not using the best refresh rate? Or you can even put it into smart switch which it can kind of tune itself to go fast or slow to conserve power. But I think this is one thing that bothers me a lot when it comes to having this phone. I mean, just by 1 hour, I've already drained out 30% battery in taking video and photos. So this is one thing that kind of I don't quite like about this. So secondly is that when it comes to taking video with the 8K camera, so the image taken being scaled down. So you can see that the videos I've taken, it actually there's a mode called Stabalize. With ultra stabilization, it will scale down to 1080p. So instead of shooting 8K, you're actually shooting just 1080p. So there's this scaling down on, although the image is very smooth, but you scale down the resolution by, I mean, by 8 times, I think. So yeah, so this is one thing that you might have to think of. But for ordinary people who bought this, I don't think you even have to shoot in 8K, because my MacBook Air couldn't even handle this 8K footage. Not even stabilizing it, it's smooth without generating all this proxy media and optimized media. So if you get this phone, it's not likely you shoot in 8K. So if you're shooting in a lower resolution, I don't think that will be much of a big problem. So another thing is that the third point that I would like to point out is that the speaker quality is just mediocre. So there's no bass to it, and I felt like this is just how the Android phones has been around for all this while. Their speakers are it's not on par with iPhones. So I'll do a demonstration on you. So the speaker, there's 2 speakers here, one underneath here and one on top here. So you can listen to this. Okay, so in comparison, I have the iPhone 11 speaker being turned on, running the same song. So this is the difference of all the Android phone that you have, that the speaker is just not on par with Apple's. So another thing I would like to talk about is that the power button here is being positioned here. So for most of, if you're not flying any drones and a gimbal mount, so a gimbal mount will actually touch this place, so it will be very difficult to power on and off this phone when you're mounting it on a gimbal. So another thing I would like to talk about is that this phone has 2 black bar when you're playing any YouTube videos, because the aspect ratio is not meant for this kind of dimension. So whenever you are watching a YouTube video or just any video in mainstream media, you have to kind of zoom in and just to make it closer if you like to make good use of all your screen as real estate. So, and by doing so, you are actually cropping in, zooming in, so you miss out some of this frame over here. So this is one thing with getting a phone of this size, pretty long size, but there's good and bad. So this all depends on your own preference. So I'm not here to say this is not a good phone, but it's just not for me, for all my usage, that I think this can still be a pretty good phone for anyone that is you like to take good photos and you're willing to spend this money to get this phone. So as we end, you can see that the battery is almost finished charge. So this is about less than 10 minutes. So I do hope you enjoy what I've shared with you. And if you do have any question, leave it down in the comment section and I'll try to attend to it. And also, I'll probably do some comparison videos with this camera. So yeah, thank you very much and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.